I really hope that you don't just scroll past this message. My name is Patric Young, and you know me from a lot of different things that I may do here and there, but this is one that really should hit you at the soul level. Imagine being 13 years old, and obviously you're thinking about sports and cartoons and your friends and sleepovers, and nowadays a lot of kids think about Fortnite and things I don't get. But anyways, that's a reality that a lot of us kind of have known as we grew up. A safe place where we can just be kids. But sadly, that is not the reality, especially here in the state of Florida, the number 3 state in the country in sex trafficking. And what's so terrible about thinking about the exploitation of a 13-year-old girl for sex trafficking is that 80% of these girls that do not have a safe place to go will be re-victimized again. You heard me. 80% of victims from trafficking, of sex trafficking, of their bodies, their lives being seen as a tool, as a commodity, not as a human being with a soul, will be re-victimized if you and me, if we don't stand up and say this is an unnecessary evil that needs to be completely eradicated from existence. It doesn't matter if you are a believer in Christ or not. We all are born knowing right from wrong. Why would you need to correct your kids and teach them how to share and teach them that, it's good to be nice and not to? We know murder is wrong. This is in the same line as murder and slavery. But there is hope in this message, this somber message. It needs to be this way to wake us up. Look, my good buddy Tim Tebow does a lot of great work in this area, not only in supporting people that are going in and rescuing young men and young boys from this world, but also with legislature and his own financial investments. And you might see what he does and say, he's got that. Good job, Tim. No, the message needs to be, I'm on board too. How can I help to support this? And this right in our own backyard, the one and only North Central Florida organization of its kind in 2022, formerly known as Created Gainesville. The company is now the organization called Anew, A-N-E-W, and the website is anewflorida.com. The only place that provides safe homes for women that have been victimized through sex trafficking in the area. They are rebuilding lives, restoring dignity, breaking generational cycles. I mean, if this is the only world you know, being a victim, how else do you think, how can you teach freedom, independence, hope, love, if you've never experienced it yourself? Because 90% of the women that go through Anew safe home never go back to that world, because they realize the cage, not only they physically were locked in, but mentally, emotionally, spiritually. So what can we do? That's always the question. I'm calling you to action. You have to not watch this message and just scroll by. Think about it if it was your kid. Think about it if it was happening right across the street from you and it was a neighbor of yours. You found out, you would step in the gap. You would call the police. You would do everything you could to eradicate that evil. And I'm asking you to do the same, because here's the truth. There are fewer than 100 safe home beds for these women in the entire state of Florida. I mean, it's ridiculous. Only 100 beds. So Anew is taking the step of not only expanding their space, but expanding to another location. They need your funding. They need you to donate. They need you to step in, share the message, help make space for freedom. There's so many people that, and our ancestors, that fought for us, especially in this country, to have the freedom to pursue happiness. And it's just a great egregious error if we never step in for somebody else to experience the same things you and I get on a daily basis. So I hope this touches your heart. I hope this pushes you to make a change, to step in for people that you may never meet, but God knows. Thank you.